Michael Porter Jr. is emerging as a star. Since early April, he's averaging about 25 points per game and making it look simple. MPJ is draining threes off the bounce with hands in his face. He can pull up from mid-range, and he's getting to the rim. He's still only 22 years old and looking the part of a complete scorer with the increased opportunity provided by the unfortunate absence of Jamal Murray. Porter's usage has soared since Murray tore his ACL. He's getting about 8 more chances per game to score off screens, and he has more than doubled his plays in handoffs, pick and rolls, and isolations. The majority of his shots still come off the ball because Nikola Jokic runs the show, but Porter is doing more self-creation. Today in The Void, let's get into what makes Porter so good and how he changes the present and future of the Denver Nuggets. This isn't just a hot stretch for Porter. Over his first 3 months of the season, he averaged 17 points and shot 45% from three. He's been productive all year, and plus he's tacking on over 7 rebounds per game and playing far more competitive defense than he did as a rookie. He keeps getting better and better with more and more opportunity.
I think Michael's becoming a complete basketball player, and he's been so important for us. I think it's incredible. I know I state this all the time, but since January 2nd, we have the second best record in the NBA. In the last 31 games, we have the best record in the NBA. And that's why Nikola Jokic is the MVP, because we're doing that without almost 3 starters. And Michael Porter has proven himself to be as valuable as we all hoped when we drafted him 3 years ago.
Porter needs no space at all to launch threes off the bounce. He can fling shots from anywhere with defenders' arms in his face and still remain unbothered. Denver is increasingly giving him chances to ISO against slower-footed defenders and letting him go to work. He's a flamethrower from three, and he has the body control to contort his body in the air from mid-range. Look at the positioning of his feet as he takes off, and then how he turns mid-air to launch from a fundamental angle. This is a quality found in elite go-to scorers of the past, and Porter has it too. He's looking like the type of go-to scoring talent the Nuggets could lean on to win a playoff game. He can drain in between shots with pull-ups and let go of floaters as he drives toward the paint. He takes long strides, and even if a defender sticks with him, he can elevate and hang to create space. Shot creation just looks simple for him. And as he shreds defenses with his jumper, he's improving at getting all the way to the rim. He's mixing in Euro steps and scoring at tougher angles than he has in the past. But Porter still has room to grow, and he knows it.
You know, I think from this season to last season, I've definitely improved in every area of my game. I think going forward, one thing I really want to get better at is just, ball handling and playmaking so that, when guys like Will or Jamal go out, the ball can be in my hands and I can look to get my teammates involved by drawing to and finding my teammates.
Porter hit the nail on the head. We've seen flashes. He's made some really nice reads and thrown tough passes that land on target. So there are signs he can pass the ball. And in league history, plenty of score-first players have eventually matured into solid playmakers anyway. It's a learned habit for guys ranging from Kawhi Leonard to DeMar DeRozan to improve in the way that they have over their careers. Porter could do the same. He also needs to learn how to draw more fouls. He attempts about 2 free throws per game today. In an ideal world, Porter's ascent could mirror Paul George, who grew year to year to become a player who gets to the line 5 or 6 times per game. Maybe Porter will grow in the same way. Continuing to improve his handle will be the key to penetrating the paint more often, which will lead to more chances to be a playmaker or get to the free throw line. He's already better than he was before. In past years, he was relatively stiff off the dribble. These days, he's looking far more fluid, getting low on drives and unleashing more complex moves. But the great part about Denver's offense is Porter doesn't need to do a ton of dribbling to get buckets. This season, Jokic has assisted Porter on 31% of his makes. Porter is an aware cutter who does a great job of timing his moves towards the basket, and Jokic will always find the open man. And when racing around screens or sprinting through handoffs, Porter has a flamethrower jumper off the catch, and we already know he can put the ball on the floor to create extra room to score. Porter might be the number 2 option even after Murray returns to Denver. That's how strongly I feel about his development and performance. A 6'10" shot maker who can rise and fire over defenders like they're not even in front of him. That's no joke. And all indications are, from his actions on the court to comments by his teammates and coaches, it all says Porter is going to work to maximize his potential. Over the years, he had a bit of a me-first reputation, but in Denver, that's changing. And I really thought what Austin Rivers said about Porter's mentality sums it all up.
You hear this stuff about him, and then I come here, and he's one of the best guys on the team. Like, he's just a great guy. He's a kid, man. This dude he's innocent. He wants to learn. He has greatness in him. Everybody sees that. He's 6'10" with one of the best jump shots in the league. And he's a genuine good guy. It just made me laugh, actually, kind of just getting to know him. I'm just like, man, this league is really funny on just how they choose who is who. You know, I look forward to him just continuing to build and show people who he is as a person and as a player, because he's great at both.
Porter turning into this player after being drafted in the late lottery is amazing for Denver, especially because Jokic is only 25 and about to win his first MVP. Murray is only 24. Aaron Gordon, who's also been so good since they got him at the deadline, is only 25. This Nuggets team is young, but it has experience. The question moving forward is going to be about defense. Jokic is a very good but not elite defender. Murray is undersized, and Gordon has lockdown moments, which is why they got him, but Porter is stepping up, and they need that from Michael Porter. He was awful on defense last season as a rookie, and he still has some down moments, to be fair, but overall, I'm blown away at the progress he's made on that end of the floor in his second season, and so is his head coach.
I have to give Michael a ton of credit, because even before Aaron Gordon got here, Michael has shown tremendous growth on that end of the floor. And he's grown up. Michael cares. And if you care about that end of the floor, you're going to grow. And I think Michael's been getting steady minutes, 35 plus every night. He's settling in, feeling comfortable and confident. And I just love and take a lot of pride in seeing him grow and care as much as he has.
Porter is on a team with the guy who's about to win MVP, the most valuable player in basketball, the guy who's been unstoppable on offense this season. Nikola Jokic is teammates with an emerging star in Michael Porter Jr., one of the best young players in the entire game. Let's not undersell the fact that the MVP has a 22-year-old teammate who's averaging 25 points and making it look easy. Are we underrating what the Nuggets could be? I mean it this season, and I definitely mean it in the future, because what if Porter keeps getting better? And then you add Jamal Murray coming back from his torn ACL to join Jokic, Porter. You have Aaron Gordon, who would have even more time with this group. There's potential additions to an already solid rotation with the draft, trades, and free agency. And even without Murray, this team is already really tough. And that's because of how great Jokic is. That's because of how great Porter is becoming. That's because of this coaching staff led by Michael Malone. It's how this entire team buys into playing together. It's no fluke the Nuggets went to the conference finals in the bubble. They're going to be finals threats for years to come. And if Michael Porter Jr. keeps getting better, they'll someday be the favorites. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of The Void, and thank you to the crew for putting it all together. I wrote about the Nuggets this week on TheRinger.com, really focusing on the Jokic side of the Nuggets and how he should be the MVP and how, really, he should be borderline unanimous this year. Check that out in the description below, and while you're there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Ringer so you get The Void in your feed every Thursday, and we get a whole bunch of other NBA content too. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fun day.